It's always fun to have you join us today on the Hotsports Super Eagles Watch podcast. Victor Godfrey in the company of the wise men talking about Babajide Guerrero and Olawale Adegun. Guys, how are you guys doing? It's good to have you here.
Well, there's no camels or sapphire and Maya and gold and frankincense.
But wait.
Yeah, you call me wise man. You don't give me gifts.
Yes, wise men in terms of your knowledge in football. Hold
Bring
on.
me gifts.
The wise men were the ones that actually gave people gifts to.
I don't
understand.
care.
How can I be giving you?
We can associate wise men and gifts.
I'm passing the road now, yeah.
We are associating wise men and gifts.
Okay, good. How about
you
you gifting our fantastic listeners and viewers
Fair
the
enough.
knowledge
We'll take that.
of football concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
That's all
We'll
we
take
do,
that.
right?
We'll
That's
take
all we
that.
do.
And let's talking about wisdom and wise men and experience. We have one of our own in the national team talking about the captain of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Ahmed Musa. The question now is, he has been to two major pinnacles of African football tournaments, hasn't played, and the last two games hasn't also featured off the bench. Question now is, why did you take him?
You've also forgotten to mention that this guy is the only guy who scored the most goals for us in the World Cup. And that counts for something. I mean, this guy scored a brace against almighty Albi Celeste of Argentina.
Another two against
So-
Iceland.
And this guy has been ever present from day one.
So if you're the highest goal scorer for your nation at the World Cup, does that mean you have a free ticket to every...
Andrea has got 8 appearances in Africa's most prestigious tournament.
Yeah.
Nobody is raising a storm.
Yeah.
So why should Ahmed Musa's inclusion
But
and
Andrea, you
participation
played,
be a
though.
cause for
But
worry?
he played.
Does he?
Does it start?
Does
He
he play?
played.
Does it start?
Does he play?
He played
Where?
in the last game.
Yeah, but did
He
he start?
scored? How many?
Ahmed Musa, my question now, listen,
Yes.
my question is this, right? I'm not saying the inclusion of Ahmed Musa is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm just simply saying that if he's not going to be on the pitch of play, why take him to the competition?
Yeah, but I think one thing we also fail to understand as football fans is that yes, we get what happens on the pitch, but everybody sitting in this room, this table of men, knows one or two things about how important the off pitch can also be a factor,
Yeah.
and how it can influence the outcome of whatever is going on the pitch. I mean, for example, we've seen where captains become like a modern day superheroes for the other players, and I think that's one of the things Ahmed Musa brings. Yes, his legs may not be as fast as his yesteryears, but you cannot take away the level of experience that tournaments like this bring. The likes of Rigobert Song also went to Cameroon, also went to Nations Cup even when they were not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went even when they were not going to be the main guys. You know that okay, Rigobert doesn't have his legs, but you can't replace that with years and years of experience. Now I get it. He's not coming in, he's not playing, he's got some better players in the situation. But we're not in camp. We also know for a fact that some of these players are literally young stars in their length and breadth of experience. You cannot Musa has over 105 caps for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. No player in the history of our football has scored more goals at the World Cup. That should count for something. Now, I understand what you're saying. It doesn't mean automatically that's a free getaway into things. But the question is, what is he bringing to the table that we are not seeing? And I think that's a lot.
Let's even take a look at the Davis Cup system in tennis.
Yeah.
The captains don't play. In fact, they are non-playing captains.
Yes.
Leon Smith for Great Britain, Bob Bryant for US, Sebastian Grosjean for France. These guys don't play. Guess what? They even pick the teams for the Davis Cup. Ahmed Musa is not even picking anybody.
Tennis and football are quite
I know.
different.
I'm only trying to. I don't think this is false equivalence here, but I think that Musa being in here. I mean, let me give you the example of after the Equatorial Guinea game. The word from camp was that Musa summoned the players before training and told them, see, the weight we're carrying is the weight of over 200 million Nigerians, and we need to deliver our next game. Did we deliver?
Indeed.
Yeah,
We did.
We did.
So that is some leadership coming from Ahmed Musa, and you cannot buy that.
Okay,
In fact, that leadership, you cannot put it in numbers.
If that's the case, right, rather than have him come in as a player, he can come in as a part of the technical crew.
So he should retire.
I'm not saying
Are you he still plays active
I'm not
football.
saying, but I hope you guys see my point of view, where you see an outfield player
yes, I do.
just being there. We're not talking about a third choice goalkeeper here.
I mean, yes, I do.
Attacking position.
And Godfrey, I've said this time and again, when a 23 or 25 man squad go to tournaments, not all 25 players always play.
Yeah, true.
So why can't there be a spot for Ahmed Musa? Although, on the flip side, you get a feeling that with Ahmed Musa, there's a general feeling that he's denying a youngster or a new face
a spot
in the team. It is legitimate.
Indeed.
But when you go to tournaments, you want to win. You don't want to develop the next young star.
Yeah.
So if you want to win, you go with your best legs on and off the pitch.
Okay.
And Ahmed Musa represents it.
Very well. Since we are talking about Ahmed Musa, the man in question today is actually on our Fly on the Wall segment. And he shares his thoughts as to many, to the critics asking the question, should he be there? Perhaps the supporters like the wise man in the studio. Here's Ahmed Musa with his thoughts on his lack of game time with the Super Eagles.
Yeah, it's not that easy starting from Nigeria League, and today I've played a lot of tournaments, the Champions League, World Cup, Confederation Cup, African Cup. Not that easy. So whenever I look back, I would just say Alhamdulillah for everything that I've got in football. I have a target that I always said to myself. So that is what keeps me going always. When I get to that target, everything will be done. I don't have any message for anybody, so everybody can say what you want to say. So for me, I'm just playing my game, that is all. So for everyone that is thinking that, I don't have anything to say about that.
Get a 100% bonus when you recharge your MTN line with your Momo account. Download the Momo app now or dial *671# to enjoy.
Welcome back to the Hotsports Super Eagles Watch podcast. Of course, as you know, Hotsports are the official media partners of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Victor Godfrey in the company. I call them the wise men. Now they said no.
The hot.
What do I call you guys? Now, not the wise men. We have Wale and of course Jude in the house.
The hot men on Hotsports.
Okay, the hot men on Hotsports.
My guy.
Okay.
My guy.
Ask the hot.
My guy. Reason.
Now we have the hot men on Hotsports.
Yes.
Now guys,
Put it
let's
that
talk
way.
about the on-field captain, assistant captain, if you will, of the
Yeah.
Super Eagles of Nigeria. Goal scorer. Coming up at, what you call the clutch time,
Yeah.
and he has spoken in general about how, the players have had to raise their game, especially with that big encounter we had last time out. Your thoughts on William Troost-Ekong?
Solid footballer. I think he's one of those guys who, over the years, have grown in his position as a member as a mainstay in the team. If you check it in the past 4 or 5 years, he's been in that. He has grown from being a fringe player to being the man. Whether it is being paired with Semi Ajayi these days or being paired with Oyinbo War, Leon Balogun in the past, or Kenneth Omero. He's just he seems to be that mainstay guy who every other person is like, soldier go, soldier come. Barak no the fool.
He seems to be the barracks.
He seems to be the barracks. He seems to be that guy that is there. So when you have a player like that, in a way, it helps your team. That you are, and it helps the goalkeepers as well. But unfortunately, not in our own case. Because sometimes when goalkeepers there to see a certain face every time, you know that, okay, why you laugh?
I know who I'm going to call up. I know you're talking about.
That says it doesn't help our situation, but because sometimes goalkeepers feed off the kind of energy and leadership that their defenders have, and boy Troost-Ekong is boy a leader, and we saw the way he took that penalty, very commanding. And even though some people said, oh, Victor Osimhen should have, but I thought sometimes given the kind of season, or rather the kind of tournament that Victor was having, it was important that a captain led from the front and allowed him just. If he had lost that penalty, he was still chilled.
God.
I think he will still be chilled. Nobody. If you come at him, he's a captain of the team. They can shoulder it on. If Osimhen had lost that penalty, if he had taken it, it may not be the same to the tournament ends. This is that we were playing in, and he stepped up to the plate and he did the most important thing. I think for us as Nigerians, we should be grateful that we have captains, and Nigeria has been very lucky over the years, Wale.
Yeah,
the manner of captains we've had, even
we've had,
before JJ.
Yeah, charismatic captains.
Very charismatic.
For Troost, I was worried that he was on the outside looking inside with the Super Eagles. Remember, he's been frozen out for like a year. He wasn't involved under Jose Peseiro, and Jose Peseiro finally listened to the voice of reason, brought him back into the fold for this tournament, alongside players like Kenneth Omero, who might not have the captain's armband, but is a leader in the team.
He's a leader.
And for Troost, his football education vast, majorly in the Serie A. And see, when your football education or your football journey goes through Italy, it means that defensively you're going to be sound. And that's what you could also see with Olaino. The moment he went to Torino, his football trajectory in terms of his knowledge, he finessed it. Ademola Lookman also, you could see he's putting in the work up front. So that's what the Serie A does to you, and that's what he has done.
But Chukwueze is there now. Let's just hope something happens to him.
But Troost-Ekong,
No,
like you said...
listen, we all know your views on Chukwueze. So that remark wasn't as if, oh yeah, I'm hoping for it. No, we know what you feel like about Chukwueze, by the way.
But guys, I want to ask you, semi-final,
Not a bad.
93rd minute penalty. Do you still want Trustakong to take it?
Yes, I
Who
do.
else? I'll go. A bit of fun fact, gentlemen. I mean, this is his third straight African Summit of football. If you want to use that in the best tournament in African football. This is the third time in a row he has scored. 2019 against South Africa.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I think it was against Equatorial Guinea or Ethiopia or Sudan. I can't remember, in Cameroon, and now here again. But we have to do on a very quick break. Before we do that, let's go to Fly on the Wall, where we see the man himself in question, talking about Trust Ekong and his thoughts on Nigeria's next big game.
Get a 100% bonus when you recharge your MTN line with your Momo account. Download the Momo app now or dial *671# to enjoy.
I think it was an important moment for the team. I think everybody wanted to win. That was the job first and foremost. But I think the way we all performed together and the team performance that we showed was something that we knew we had in us, but maybe we hadn't displayed it yet as of the most recent game. So I think this was a massive confidence boost for us. Of course, it was a difficult game because playing here in Abidjan, they had a massive advantage. But I believe so much in this team, and I think I said the same thing after the Equatorial Guinea game. That there was also a lot of confidence to be taken from that game because we created so much and we don't give away so much. So that's always a good sign of for winning team. And everything went our way. But yeah, we have to work hard to deserve that luck, and I think we did it. Yeah, I think yesterday when you come in after the game, there's so much emotion, adrenaline. I think we just tried to enjoy that moment because I think you also have to enjoy when you work hard and you deserve to win. But yeah, today the conversation was directly about the next game on Monday, getting a result there. And I think we all know that this is a very long way to go. I think where we also were good in group stages, but it really starts when the knockout starts. So first we need to secure our place. We want to go for the first place in the group just to get the advantage. So we need to win on Monday. Same as we approach every game, we're taking it very seriously. I think the preparation of the games have been good for both that we've played now. And I feel like in the camp, all of us know what we need to do. So I think we can take the confidence from the Ivory Coast game. But we're going to be preparing well in the next couple of days to face a team that's also going to want to win. Because this last game of the group stage is always tricky. Everyone's still trying to get themselves a ticket, so it's going to be a very difficult game.
Get a 100% bonus when you recharge your MTN line with your Momo account. Download the Momo app now or dial *671# to enjoy.
Welcome back to the Hotsports Super Eagles Watch podcast. Victor Godfrey in company of the Hot Men.
Yes, sir.
On today's episode, are the Hot Men.
Yeah, nice one.
Yes, that one go well.
There's Julian, of course, Wale.
You go.
He enter.
I see that well.
Now, obviously, gentlemen, very, very briefly, we don't have much time. Looking forward to that big final game determining the next look of proceedings for the Super Eagles.
Yeah. It's a game that you're expecting the Super Eagles to be a bit much more relaxed. It's a game where you're expecting them to have a bit of a change in the setup. It has to be attacking wise. Against the Ivorians, you get a feeling that it was a much more defensive setup. So against Guinea-Bissau, we have to go in there and go guns blazing.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for, if Equatorial Guinea scored 4, then we should be probably trying to double that.
Indeed.
All right.
I don't
8.
think,
Yeah?
Okay.
Yes.
So
I
about today, very quickly.
I don't think it's far-fetched actually. I think it's actually possible, but 8 will be too much. But maybe 5 or 6. Right, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think Nigeria knows they just have one thing. Don't get a point. Win. Get the maximum volume in that particular game, and let's see where it goes. Because I think it will bolster the level of confidence. And above all, Victor Osimhen should be on the score sheet this time. It will help him going forward because we need him in that deadly, killer, lethal state all through the tournament.
Now, many thanks to our fantastic guest in the studio, of course. Not the wise men, the hot men, talking about Babajide, Guerrero, and of course, Olawale Adigun. Now, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. Until next time, be good, keep it good as a sports fan. It's bye from us, and bye for now.